Well, hi there everyone, FarmSim Gamer here, welcome back to Haut Beyleron. I hope you're all keeping well. Now we're in the month of November, and as you can see we've got a little bit of rain still kicking around, as we did have the other day. So that's kind of slowing our progress up a little bit, so we're just doing a few things around the farmyard, and as you can see we kind of had some lettuces that were produced overnight, so we're just tidying these up and putting them away in one of the sheds before I sort of take them up to one of the selling points. You can see there we've got a few floating lettuce pallets. I'll have to sort those out, tidy them up a little bit later. Now we've got a few exciting things to do today. The rain is kind of due to clear fairly shortly, and we're expecting a little bit of sun, and we've got something quite interesting sort of planned. So in the meantime, as you can see, our grass field over there on the left hand side has grown up pretty well, so has our oilseed radish. Now our grass needs rolling, so after I finish tidying up these lettuce pallets, I'm going to head on up the shop, get ourselves a roller and come and get that grass field sorted out. Right, well the rain has stopped, I've got those pallets all sorted out nice and neat in the shed now, so I'm heading up the shop, get ourselves a roller so we can get this kind of grass field sorted before we do anything else. Now I was pleased to see on the mod hub the other day that the Goodland Matador 6S roller had appeared for FS22, which is pretty good, but it's got slightly different functionality this time around, and you can buy it as a grassland roller, and I'm hoping once you've actually got it you can then also change its kind of design or status back to a regular roller as well. So this has got a 6 meter width. I'm going to buy this and then get it down to that grass field so I can kind of get that sorted, and then there's a few other things that we've got planned for later on. Well, I'll just get this unfolded, and then I'll probably do the headland myself, and then I think I'll probably stick a worker in here just to finish this off, because I've got a few other things that I need to do myself. But before I do that, I do want to just sort of check that it is changing the fertilisation state within the field like it's supposed to, and that we are getting that improvement in yield that you would kind of expect from rolling the grass here. So I'm just going to finish off the headland, and then we'll have a quick look on the map just to make sure that they kind of status and the growth elements have kind of changed accordingly. Now as you can see in the growth stage, just where that headland is, you can see that we've kind of gone back a level, which you would expect having rolled it, and then we've also got a 50% fertilisation state that's showing in the field as well, so that's pretty good. And if I just go and have a quick wander out in the field, then you can kind of see that we've got a yield bonus of 53% where it hasn't been rolled, and if we go over to where it has been, that jumps up to 75%, and we've got 50% fertilisation level, so that's all pretty good. Now I'm going to leave this guy to do this piece of work, and I'm going to head off back down to the farm and cover off a few other things that we've got planned for later on. So part of our plan today was to do something a little bit different, something that we hadn't necessarily done before in FS22, and that's going to start by purchasing another piece of land. Now I was having a look at the map and I realised that field 28 here is still up for harvest, and part of the reason for that is that it's got a crop of sunflowers on it which you can harvest in the month of November. Now this is the last month that we can harvest this, so I thought, well, that's a great opportunity to make a bit of extra money. So I thought we'll buy this piece of land. It's 243,000 euros, so it's going to leave us with about 50,000 in the bank. So I'm going to purchase this, and then the next thing I need to do is sort out a harvester and a header, because foolishly I kind of gave those back after the last ones that I'd leased on day one for our first field. Now I'm going to go back into harvesters. I'm going to go back to the old faithful class Dominator 108. They're nice and sort of cheap and cheerful and everything, so I'm going to lease one of these again, because that'll be plenty good enough to do the job. I'm going to have a couple of months then before we sort of get back into harvesting anything else, so that'll be absolutely fine. And then the next thing I'm going to do, again, is something that I haven't used or tried before, and that's a Helianthus header. Now this has got a working width of 5.7 metres, it's slightly wider than the standard class header, but the beauty about this is that it will harvest or cut the crop at 15 kilometres per hour. Now that's 1.5 times the regular speed of a combine, so that's going to enable me to get that field done fairly quickly, so the single combines should be plenty sufficient for that. So I'm going to get these taken down the field and I'll see you there. So here we are at field 28, just over the road there with our crop of sunflowers in it. I've dropped the combine off this side of the road next to the animal dealership. So I've got a couple of options really. I can just harvest the crop as it is and just sell the sunflowers for the best price that I can get, or I can maybe look at doing something different. And I thought perhaps I would try and place my first production facility, and that's the oil mill, which I'll put in this kind of top corner right in front of us here. So I need to cut out a bit of a square with the combine first, just so that I can place the oil mill, and then hopefully we can put the crop straight into that afterwards. So, and once that's in here, then my intention is that I'm going to use this as our oil field for future oil crops and maybe olives and things like that. So once the mill is placed, then we should be able to get good use of it in the future. I was having a little look at the selling prices as well, and for sunflowers the prices vary from 1,019, 1,112 and 1,322, but that last price is for Marathon, which is the off-map sell point that you need to rent the train for. Now for sunflower oil, there's only one single price that we can get, and that's 2,663, so that's more than double the best price that we can get for sunflowers on the map. So I really think that this is worth kind of doing. Now I'm going to have to borrow a little bit of money from the bank to be able to purchase the oil mill, but I think I'll be able to pay that back soon enough. So I think this is a good opportunity to be able to make some additional money going forward. Okay, so our grass field has been grass rolled, as you can see. So we've got a 75% yield bonus showing and a 50% fertilisation state. Now it does still say it needs rolling, but that's kind of field rolling, so I guess I can probably do that at any point in time. Right, so I've taken the Fendt tractor off the rolls, we've stuck those in the shed, I've put that on the Roland trailer, and I need to send this up to the field so we can get on harvesting that sunflower. So we're in the class combine. I'll just get this unfolded and then we'll take her across the road and start cutting into our field. So I'll probably do a couple of strips just along the top headland here, and then I'm going to cut out this sort of square up in this top corner so we've got room to place the factory. So I'm hoping this Helianthus header will do a good job. I'm sure it will, and I'm guessing it will probably be fairly quick cutting this this field. We'll kind of crack on with this. Like I said, I'll get the headland just sort of cut out a little bit at the top here, and then we'll make space for the actual factory. Now, the other thing as well that you might notice is that I've got the chopped straw mod in place as well, and basically that means that all of the straw that's kind of left at the back of the combine is kind of acts as a level of fertiliser for the field. So all of that crop residue will kind of get absorbed into the soil, absorbed into the ground, and act as a bit of a natural fertiliser, kind of a bit like oilseed radish does, I guess. So we'll have a look at that in a little while and just sort of see that that is having the desired effect on the field in terms of its fertilisation state. So that's kind of quite a beneficial thing to do, because it then does cut down your fertilisation work that you need to do. Right, I've done a couple of trips up and down this top headland, so I'm now going to just cut out this little square here. I don't think I'll need to go sort of too far down the field. I don't think the oil factory is that big, so it shouldn't take up a huge amount of space. So once I've done this, we'll probably do one complete run round the headland. I'll maybe get the combine emptied out, and then I can put a worker in place, and then that will leave me a bit of time to be able to place the factory. Okay, so our square or kind of rectangle has been cut out at the top of the field here. I'm just going to run across the road with the trailer and empty the combine out. So he's gone once around the headland, and then I can stick a helper in here and get them to carry on harvesting the field whilst I get the factory placed up at the top here. So I'm not 100% sure how much crop we're going to get out of this, but we'll have to wait and see. So the combine got the helper in now, and that's whipping along quite nicely at 15 kilometres an hour. So this Helianthus header is certainly doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to leave this helper to sort of crack on with this, and I'll get the factory sorted out. So this is our kind of square, quite a big area really, up in the top corner. Now the first thing I need to do is borrow a little bit of money from the bank. Now I'm not 100% sure. I think... not sure whether I'm going to borrow the full amount or whether just a sort of a portion of it. I think what have we got? I think I probably need to sort of borrow the whole amount really, because if I take 80,000 off, that's going to leave me 45,000 left in the bank, which I think I might need. So I've borrowed the full 80,000. So here is the oil mill. And I think the best place for it is for me to be able to place the kind of drop-off point and the pallet pickup point sort of into the field, and then I can put a little kind of access driveway just immediately off the road there, straight onto the kind of driving point here. Now I need to do a little bit of tidying up and a little bit of landscaping just to kind of make this look kind of half decent. So we'll do that quickly. There we go. And as if by magic, and I'm just going to empty the trailer out into the drop-off point so we can get our first bit of crop in there, and then I can just go and have a look in the factory menu and see where we are. Right, well the combine needed emptying again, so I've just gone and done that. I'm going to tip this into the reception pit as well, and then we can have a quick look at the menu and see what we've got and just make any adjustments to the settings if needed. So here we go. You can see we've got 4,800 cycles per month. We've got production cost of €60 per month, and the recipe is kind of 2 sunflowers in and 1 kind of little pot of oil out. So 100% in, 50% out, I guess. And then if we have a look at the outgoing products, we have obviously got storing, selling or distributing. Now there's no point doing distributing because I don't believe there's anywhere else that this product can go to, so we will keep it at storing. Don't want to do selling price either, because typically that takes an average of the various selling price options, and you sort of, as a result of that, you don't always get the best price. You'll get kind of a sort of an average really, so that won't be the best for me. So we'll leave it at storing. That should mean that the pallets will collect outside, and then we can pick those up and take them to the best selling point. Now, based on the prices that we looked at earlier, the best on-map price for sunflowers was 1,112, and the price for sunflower oil was 2,663. So that should give us roughly a 40% increase in terms of selling value. Now, I haven't included the Marathon price, which I mentioned. Now, that's obviously the off-map price that you need to rent the train for. There is a cost of €1,000 to rent the train, so if you've got kind of large amounts, then it's probably worth it, because that Marathon price is normally quite a bit higher, but for the amount that we're probably going to get off this field, I don't think it's probably worth it. And like I said, the investment in the oil mill means that we should benefit from that in the future, so kind of a worthwhile investment, I think. Now the next thing I need to think about is what we do with this field after we've harvested this crop, and as I mentioned beforehand, I kind of want to keep it as my oil field, so to speak. Now as far as kind of prices are concerned, and the information that I've sort of read on the internet and stuff like that, olive oil is going to give you the kind of best return. Then I think canola is supposed to be better than sunflower oil. Now the only problem with canola is I can't plant until August, September next year, so that's going to be a bit of a wait really for us, and then we can sort of harvest it in July, August. So what I could do is put a spring crop of oats in, harvest that in July or August, and then that will still give me time to be able to plant canola for the following year in September. Well, we're getting on quite nicely, so about 75% completed I think now. Love the animation on this Helianthus head. I don't know if you noticed there, but the kind of back section, which I think kind of chops the stalks down, lifts up separately when the header comes up. So never noticed that before, but really kind of nice animation. So I don't think it will take us too long to finish this off now. Certainly got it done a little bit quicker than I anticipated. And then once we've done that, we'll be able to have a quick look to see the total amount of produce that we kind of got off the field. I think it said its yield status was about 85%, so it's not going to be completely kind of up there, but hopefully it'll still be a fairly good yield. So I mentioned before that we had the chopped straw mod in place. You probably can't see the figures there, but when I put the cursor over that chopped straw area, it shows us a 50% fertilisation state. And if I just look over the kind of section where it's missed it a little bit, it's only showing about 25%. So definitely making a big difference. And if we have a look at the map, you can kind of see on field 28 there that we've got that lighter blue colour, which gives that 50% fertilisation state. So that's definitely working, and will certainly save you a little bit of money in the future in terms of having to do fertilisation work on the field. Okay, so that's us finished harvesting now. The combine has been emptied, and I'm just going to tip the last of the sunflowers into the reception pit here, and then we'll go and have a quick look in the factory menu again to see where we are. Now, I haven't activated the factory yet, so what we see in terms of sort of yield will be the total. So as you can see, we're sitting there at 30,536 litres of sunflowers, and if we go and have a look at the prices again, the best price that we can get at the moment is 1,094. Now that's the on-map price. So if we'd sold this as it is, that yield of 30,536 at the best price of 1,094 per 1,000 litres would have given us 33,406,000 euros. Now I've activated the factory now, and you can probably see that that's starting to sort of tick down a little bit, and we've got some sunflower oil being produced. Now we're going to have to wait before we can do a price comparison to see where we end up, so I'll have to let you know about that in episode 4. Now, we ended up harvesting that field a lot quicker than I thought we might do, so I've headed back to the yard and going to take a quick look at the contracts to see if there's anything that we can kind of do and pick up a little bit of extra work and some income as we go into the winter months. And there's quite a lot of ploughing contracts that are up, and some of them kind of a reasonable income. So I'm going to nip up the shop, I'm going to get one of those old faithful lizard subsoilers, and we're going to head off and do a couple of ploughing contracts. Now, we've taken our first contract in field 36, which is just over the road from our farm, and as you might see, I've actually turned off field stones for the purpose of these contracts. Now, I started this series on Haut Beyleron before the patch update was kind of released last month, and as you may recall, on Haut Beyleron, the amount of stones and rocks that were dug up was absolutely huge. Now, they did resolve that in the new patch release and update, but because I started this series on the original version, that we're still kind of bringing up a load of stone and a load of rock. So although I've turned it off for the purposes of doing these contracts, I'll probably turn it back on and make good use of those stones and rocks in episode 4, but you'll have to tune in and wait and see. So that's it for the video. I hope you've enjoyed it and are enjoying our kind of progress here on Haut Beyleron. So if you have enjoyed the video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, then please do so. So thanks very much for watching, it's very much appreciated. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe, take care, and I will catch you on the farm next time. Bye for now.